That's awesome. Persons of celebrity fame and notoriety with a connection to Valley Center. And we're going to start with Randolph Scott, the ultimate cowboy movie star. Few actors are more identified with the Western movies than Randolph Scott. He made 102 films, mostly Westerns, and was a leading man in every one. I think the horses were the leading characters, but that's just my opinion. Yeah. In 1939, he purchased a Valley Center ranch sprawled across nearly 500 acres overlooking Woods Valley, where he raised cattle and was active in the town's farm activities. His property, Piedmont Ranch, is now a golf course. Scott died in 1987 at age 89. Interesting, right? Do you have anything on the Bates Nut Farm in here? You probably should.
You know, they do not, and I brought that up several times to
Look at this.
to us. Never.
It is. The Mad Chase is the movie. The Mad Chase in this movie began in Valley Center. It's a mad, mad world. Virtually every comedian alive in 1963 appeared in this film, portions of which take place in Valley Center. Several scenes in the movie were also filmed here. There are 8 versions of this film in circulation, ranging from 154 to 240 minutes. Valley Center is prominently mentioned in each one. We have got to watch that movie. We do. Gary Cooper partied out here. A dramatic 70-foot-long living room with cathedral beam ceilings is the focal point of the house, built about 1940 and frequently referred to as Gary Cooper's Party House. The Western actor's initials once appeared on the massive fireplace, and Western memorabilia graced the room. A screened veranda surrounded the home, whose other rooms are quite modest. The property, long known as Rock Hill Ranch, sits amidst a 250-acre avocado grove. J.J. Cale found solace in Valley Center. Award-winning singer, songwriter, and musician J.J. Cale had a long-standing aversion to stardom, but remained a cult artist for more than 3 decades. He lived in solitude in Valley Center for nearly 25 years until his death in 2013. A famed, laid-back guitarist, recorded 26 albums and is best known as composer of 2 songs made famous by his close friend Eric Clapton. Wow. After Midnight and Cocaine. Well, that's ironic. Other artists who have had hits written by J.J. Cale included Johnny Cash, Bob Dylan, Jose Feliciano. Thank you very much. Waylon Jennings, the Jerry Garcia Band, the Grateful Dead, really, and Santana. That is fabulous. Fabulous. I knew I loved Valley Center for a reason, and I must not have been the only one. Famous local photographer snaps Paul Newman. Life magazine celebrity photographer Bradley Smith, who lived in Branbury Drive in Valley Center, took this candid shot of Paul Newman in 1963 when the actor was an partner of a 600-acre ranch on Woods Valley Road. Newman died in 2008 at age 83. Smith commuted from his home in Valley Center to worldwide photo assignments. He died in 97 at age 87.
Seattle Slew is it?
What is it?
Seattle Slew.
Famous thoroughbreds of Valley Center.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Royalty?
Dairies are at the end of Moody Road.
Yeah.
Okay. At one time I was told that the house, not only is all that dairy, but the other one, was originally built by, a couple of silent film stars. Was that just a...
Never heard that.
Big beautiful house.
Yeah. That's where go to Wahiti and go down towards Escondido.
Yeah.
What was the
Are you reading things? Cool. What do you think is interesting?
The horses would be interesting.
Ensuring the future of Valley Center. Sea Orbit, grandson of Seabiscuit, lived most of his racing life in Valley Center at the Wonder Wire Ranch on North Lake Wolford Road. I caught my first fish there. He was born in 1956 at Mountain Meadows Farm on Palomar Mountain and died in 1969. He sired 35 foals. I love it, Wonder Wire Ranch.
His daughter owned the S&P LaSalle. But somebody told me, I can't think of who, there's two very famous
He's enjoying it.
film stars. He built a house, she was his mistress. And they love this. Is what I was told.
Maybe he will.
Yeah, I like it.
What was the name of the other person?
The Gonzalez. As far as I know, they're still there. Not there anymore.
Yeah. And then there's Dryden, off of, Fair Valley Road.
Ah,
He had a dairy back there.
that was before my time, I think.
I don't know.
Because I know that when the county decided that they didn't want any more.
You
dairy-
take the road, you know where the gun club is.
Yeah.
So you take that road and go down about another quarter of a mile and turn left. There's a road going.
Yeah, the one that goes up to the Wahita, or the one.
Well, it's dead ends.
Yeah.
So,
Now I'll have to look up all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. I'll help you.
Well, I mean, you should know the history of where you live.
Please, exactly. When I lived in Augusta, Georgia, I could feel the history there. There's like so much Native American history before even, the beginning of the colonies, before Oglethorpe, before all of that. And I worked literally where there was a revolutionary graveyard just across the street. It's saturated with
I
history.
guess if you like history. Now, I hated history in school.
Well, that was so boring.
Well, it all depends on who's your teacher, I guess.
Uh-huh.
That's why if you make it alive, it's much more
I
interesting.
didn't mind modern history. You go back to, probably since World War I on, but now.
Now, William, he's interested in that history.
So,
We've been studying the history.
You have to remember dates of.
We're studying ancient Russia and the Ukraine. We've been studying that for the last 3 months. Like reading the primary chronicle and reading the primary sources for the history books. And it's been fabulous. Like, wow. I got 20 years of university education and I'm learning stuff I never knew because it's just
What
not
was your
taught.
major?
I had a double major as a sociology, English literature major, and then I have a master's in education, a specialist in education, and a reading specialist degree. So,
She liked to go to school.
no, I needed to support my family. And guess what? My pay wasn't doing it, so I had to go to school and get student loans to survive. Sadly true, but that's America. We aren't taking care of our citizens too well.
I'm doing bad financially, so you basically steal money from other people.
Not me. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Yeah, they did that to raise money for.
Taking money.
You have to pay it back with a lot of interest. A lot of interest.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah. Different
It's a loan. A loan means you got to pay it back. The path to extinction. The last known physical specimen of a California grizzly was shot and killed in Fresno County in 1922. 2 years later, the last wild California grizzly was spotted several times in Sequoia National Park and then never seen again. Civilized man had made California's official animal officially extinct by 1924. Go green, California. Our specimen, the taxidermy mounts of the grizzly bear on display at the Valley Center History Museum, stands more than 8 feet tall and weighs more than 1,200 pounds. It was originally on display at the San Diego Natural History Museum, founded in 1874. It was acquired in 1922 by the Escondido Historical Society for display at its Heritage Walk Museum. The specimen was donated as a generous gift in 2002 by the Escondido Historical Society to the Valley Center History Museum because the bear was a significant part of Valley Center's local history. Bear specimens in museums commonly come from bears that died of natural causes. Illegally confiscated bears are bears that had to be put down. The state symbol. The California grizzly is one of the state's most visible and enduring symbols, adorning both the state flag and seal. The bear flag first flew in 1846 as a symbol of the new Republic of California, but was replaced by a second version adopted by the state legislature in 1911. The bear symbol became a permanent part of the state seal in 1849. The California grizzly made the official state animal in 1953. Oh, what's in there? Oh, that is so cool. What does it say?
It's about showing horses and like that kind of stuff.
This drawer is
Isn't there
dedicated to
a shelf?
Teeter Romero, master basket weaver from the, can you pronounce that name?
Achihaman.
Nation. Pronounced Ashe
Shiman. Okay, I got pretty close.
of the
Hawana.
Band of Mission Indians. I am so sorry. I apologize for my terrible pronunciation. So each of these have Southern California Indian jewelry. That is neat.
I think William was in the car.
He's a big boy. Huh? Who? It was at the, where was it at?
How big was it?
I'll show you.